Welcome to the Madison Motor Podcast. Today's Wednesday, December 20th, 2023. Today I'm going to recap the college bowl game from yesterday as well as the college basketball, NBA, and NHL. Get everything going on today. Soccer as well. And then we have the Survivor finale. We'll predict how that's going to play out. And then we have Nice or Naughty, MLB edition, news or notes, and best bet of the day. Okay, we'll start with the college football bowl game. I had money on that for best bet, but it ended up losing as UTSA defeats Marshall 35-17. The big difference in this game was the turnover late by Marshall, and then Griffin read it in from UTSA to make it 35-17. So UTSA gets the cover in the fourth quarter as they run away and hide from Marshall in the second half as they finished the year 9-4. And Marshall finished at 6-7. And Frank Martin, the quarterback for UTSA, didn't even play. It was the backup, Owen McCown, who played for UTSA. So we don't have a bowl game until tomorrow night between South Florida and Syracuse. So we'll preview and pick that on tomorrow's podcast. Now we'll get into college basketball. We'll go over the results from last night and look ahead to today's games. Georgia State over Toccoa Falls, 122-45. Bowling Green over Hampton, 75-65. Sanford over Valpo, 79-61. Southern over Wiley, 82-49. Florida Gulf Coast over Georgia Southern, 53-42. Citadel over Notre Dame, 65-45. Holy crap. Binghamton over Niagara, 74-69. Butler over Georgetown, 74-64. Indiana over Morehead State, 69-68. Number 20, James Madison over Coppin State, 87-48. Number 23, Memphis over number 22, Virginia, 77-54. Number 25, Ole Miss over Troy, 74-53. Central Michigan over Davenport, 90-66. Stetson over FIU, 80-68. USC over Alabama State, 79-59. High Point over Greensboro, 74-63. Chattanooga over Gardner-Webb, 69-66. Indiana State over Tennessee State, 90-69. Cornell over Siena, 95-74. Furman over Presbyterian, 76-61. Kennesaw State over Brescia, 91-59. South Carolina over Winthrop, 72-62. Northeastern over Central Con, 79-74. George Mason over Bridgewater, Virginia, 84-60. Rice over Miami of Ohio, 92-82. Western Carolina over Vandy, 63-62. Cincinnati over Merrimack, 65-49. Mercer over Queens, 84-65. Albany over Sacred Heart, 93-79. Florida over Michigan, 106-101 in double overtime. Stephen F. Austin over New Mexico State, 75-72. Northwestern State over Southern New Orleans, 99-79. Tulsa over Miss Valley State, 79-50. Southern Indiana over St. Fran, Illinois, 79-47. Loyola Chicago over Charleston Southern, 72-59. Southern Illinois over North Dakota State, 76-63. Oral Roberts over John Brown, 71-59. Drake over Alcorn State, 92-55. SMU over Houston Christian, 89-53. Florida State over North Florida, 91-75. Missouri State over Lindenwood, 79-57. Providence upsets over 6 Marquette, 72-57. Maryland over Nichols, 73-67. Montana over UC Davis, 73-61. Montana State over Southern Utah, 89-88 in overtime. Long Beach State over Cal State D Hills, 107-78. Bakersfield over South Dakota, 96-76. San Diego State over St. Catherine, 91-57. Western Kentucky over Cal Baptist, 73-70. Mount St. Mary's over Middle Tennessee, 71-34. And Cal State Northridge upsets UCLA, 76-72. Okay. Another big window today at 1 o'clock. You have Western Illinois, Central Arkansas. Illinois, Central Arkansas by quarters. And we have, let's see here. Central by 1.5, total 144.5 over. Wayne Woods has one skip. 3 o'clock Wofford, Oklahoma State, minus Oklahoma State by 11 3/4. It's 12.5, 147.5 over. Bryan, Tennessee, Lipscomb, we can skip. Longwood, NC Central, my line is Longwood 6.5 and 6.5, 137.5 over. UC San Diego, Cal, 5 o'clock Pac-12 Network, minus Cal 7 3/4, and it's 8.5 and 142.5 over. 7 o'clock CBS Sports Network, number 5 UConn, Seton Hall, minus UConn 5 3/4, and it is 9.5 and 140.5. I'll take Seton Hall to cover. Number 10 Baylor, number 21 Duke at the Garden. My line is Baylor by a half, but Duke's probably favored. And they are by 1.5, total 154.5. I'm taking Baylor plus the points and plus 106 outright. Their statement game. Fox Sports 1, Xavier St. John's from Lou. I have St. John's by 7. And it's 5.5, 156.5. I'll take the over. Grambling in Southeast Louisiana. My line is Southeast Louisiana 7.5. And it is 6.5 and 135.5 over. Rider Udell. My line is Udell 7.5, and it's 10.5 and 144.5. I'll take it. Mount St. Mary's, Georgia. My line is Georgia 11.25, and we have 11.5 and 139.5. I'll take the over. Robert Morris and St. Fran, PA. My line is Robert Morris by 3/4, and it is, let's see here, 4.5 and 135.5. I'll take St. Francis in the points. Delaware State, East Carolina. My line is ECU by 11 3/4, and it is 10.5 and 140.5. I'll take the under. St. Louis, NC State. My line is NC State 3 3/4, and it's 12.5 150.5. I'll take St. Louis to cover. South Dakota State and Wyoming. It's the Sun Bowl Invitational. My line for this is South Dakota State by 7 3/4. It's 4.5 and 145.5. I'll lay it with South Dakota State. Vermont, Toledo. My line is Vermont by 2 3/4. And it is Toledo by 4.5, total 148.5. I'll take Vermont plus the points and plus 164 to win. Purdue, Fort Wayne, Pitt. My line is Pitt by 16 3/4, and it is 13.5 and 154.5. I'll lay it with Pitt. Oakland, Dayton. My line is Dayton by 20 1/4, and we have 11.5 and 138.5. I'll lay it. Radford, West Virginia. My line is West Virginia by only 2.5, and it's 6.5 and 138.5. I'll take Radford to cover. Kansas City, East Tennessee State at 7:30. My line is ETSU by 10 1/4, and it's 4.5 and 137.5. I'll lay it. Arkansas State, Belmont. My line is Belmont 9 1/4. It's 4.5 158.5. I'll lay it. North Dakota, Nebraska. My line is Nebraska by 11.5, and it's 18.5 and 144.5. I'll take the points in North Dakota. 8 o'clock Prairie View, Rice. My line's Rice 16 1/4, and we have 10.5 144.5. I'll lay the points. 10 Tech, Evansville. My line is Evansville 4, and it's 9.5 146.5. I'll take Tech in the points. Sam Houston, Grand Canyon. My line's Grand Canyon 15.5. And it's that line to 145.5 over. Liberty, Utah Valley. My line is Liberty by 3/4, and it's 5.5 131.5. I'll take Valley in the points. Big Ten Network, UMBC, Iowa. Mine's Iowa 15 3/4, and it's 26.5 and 177. Oh, that's a high total. I'm gonna take UMBC to cover. Bethune and Chicago State. Mine's Bethune by 5.5, and it's Chicago State 6 after 141. I'll take Bethune plus the points plus 210 outright. 8:30 ESPN 2, Northwestern Arizona State. From Footbridge Center, my line's Northwestern by 1. And it's 3.5 and 136.5. I'll take Zona State plus 3.5 and plus 140 outright. 9 o'clock in ESPN from the Spectrum Center, number 11, North Carolina, number 7, Oklahoma. So I have Duke and Carolina in the ESPN doubleheader tomorrow night. Or I mean, should like tonight, my bad. take the over. Jackson State at number 15, Gonzaga minus Gonzaga by 17. And 25.5, 115. I'll take Jackson State to cover. UC Irvine, New Mexico minus New Mexico 14 3/4. And 7.5, 151. I'll lead the points. Bear in mind, Utah Pac-12 with Dark minus Utah 21.5 and it's 19.5, 143. I'll lead the points. Northern New Mexico, Denver. We can skip. Norfolk State and UTEP. My line is UTEP 2 1/4. And it's 5.5 and 137. I'll take the points with Norfolk. Howard Santa Barbara at 10. Mine Santa Barbara at 9.9. It's 8.5, 150.5 over. La Tech, Seattle. My line is Seattle by 1. And it's Pick'em in 134.5. I'll take the over. Northern Arizona, San Francisco, minus San Francisco 16.5 and it's 16.5, 136.5. I'll take the over. Santa Clara, San Jose State. My line is Santa Clara 4 1/4 and it's 1.5, 146.5. I'll lead the points on the road. Pacific, Florida. My line's 4 and 2.5 and it's 13.5 and 136.5. I'll take Pacific plus the points. And last but not least, 11 o'clock on ESPN from Phoenix, Alabama, number 4 Arizona. From Phoenix, my line is Bama 9 1/4 and it's, Arizona by 9 1/4. I put the wrong sign down there, and it's 7.5 and 173. That's a high total. And that one for sure. Okay. Now move on to the NBA. We will recap the games from last night. Look ahead to today's games. Grizzlies over the Pelicans 115-113 on a buzzer beater by Ja Morant. Bucks over the Spurs 132-119. Warriors over the Celtics 132-126. In overtime in a finals rematch from 2 years ago. And the Blazers over the Suns 109-104. All right. Tonight's slate 7 o'clock. Jazz Cavs minus Cavs 7 3/4. Total 227 and 3/5. And we have here 6.5 and 227. Very, very close. So we go slightly in Cavs. Hornets Pacers minus Pacers 16.5 total 242 and 13/20. And it's 10.5 249. Oof. That's a little bit of a hard one too. Under. As the total's too high. Heat Magic minus Magic 6.5 total 223 and 19/20. And it's 5 and 219.5. Over. T-Wolves Sixers minus Sixers 1.5 total 226 1/4. And it's 3.5 and 226. I'm taking Minnesota in the points. 7:30 Knicks Nets from Barclays. And by the way, this Sixers game's on NBA TV. So Knicks Nets minus Knicks 3 3/4 total 228 and 7/10. And it's 1 and 233.5 under. That's too high. Nuggets Raptors minus Raptors. It's a 5.5 point dog, total 226 1/4. And it's 4.5, 229.5. Very, very close. I like the under. 8 o'clock Lakers Bulls minus Lakers 10 1/4, so 225 and 3/10. If both guys miss, that would probably make it like Bulls by like a quarter or something like that. And it's 4 and 224.5. I'm going to lay the 4 right now with the Lakers. Hawks, Rockets, by the way, Rockets 2.5 total 231 7/10. It's 4 and 233.5. That's a hard one too. I'm gonna say the under, slightly under. 8:30 Clips, Mavs lines, Clips by 4 total 232 and 3/10, and it's 3 and 239 under. Mavs are missing some guys. And last but not least, 10 o'clock NBA TV, Celtics Kings. My lane is the Kings 1.25, total 238 3/4, and it's 2 236. Believe it or not, I like the over in that game. I can't believe I'm saying that. An over in a Kings game, which is very, 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 very strange. Now we'll recap the NHL games from yesterday and look ahead to tonight's smaller window. Wild over the Bruins 4-3 in overtime. Jackets over the Sabres 9-4. Rangers over the Leafs 5-2. Lightning over the Blues 6-1. Flyers over the Devils 3-2 OT. Canes over the Golden Knights 6-3. Isles over the Oilers 3-1. Canucks over the Preds 5-2. Blackhawks over the Avs 3-2. Coyotes over the Sens 4-3. And the Kings over the Sharks 4-1. All right, tonight's game 7:30 TNT. Isles Caps. Caps minus 125, Isles plus 104, over under 5.5. Overs minus 134, unders plus 110. Isles plus 1.5 is minus 30. Caps minus 1.5 is plus 188. Under. Red Wings Jets. Jets minus 164, Red Wings plus 136, over under 6.5, minus 110 each way. Red Wings plus 1.5 is minus 170. Jets minus 1.5 is plus 140. I'm going to go with the upset. Let's take the Red Wings on the road. And 10 o'clock TNT, Krakens Kings. Kings minus 182, Kraken plus 150, over under 6.5, overs plus 112, unders minus 138. Kraken plus 1.5 is minus 162, Kings minus 1.5 is plus 134. I want to take the over at plus money here. Now we'll do the soccer, as we'll go over all the results of note and look ahead to auditable soccer for today. Bundesliga, Bremen, RB Leipzig 1-1 draw, Dortmund, Mainz 1-1 draw, Hoffenheim, Darmstadt 3-3 draw. We don't have time to do picks, I apologize, but we'll go over the slates. All right, so last day of German Bundesliga before a little bit of a layoff, so 12:30 of Union Berlin, Cologne, 2:30 Heidenheim, Freiburg, Leverkusen, Bochum, Frankfurt, Gladbach, Stuttgart, Augsburg, and Wolfsburg, Bayern. La Liga. From yesterday, Valencia over Rayo 1-0. Atletico de Getafe 3-3 draw. Sevilla over Granada 3-0. And then today, 1 o'clock, Barcelona Almeria 3-3. Athletic in Las Palmas, and Villarreal and Celta Vigo. Coppa Italia. Frosinone over Napoli 4-0. And then today at 3 o'clock, you have Inter Milan and Bologna. Inter Milan should win that quarterfinal match. English FA Cup, second round concluded. Blackpool over Forest Green 3-0. Club World Cup semifinals ended. Man City beat Urawa Reds 3-0. And the Carabao Cup, Borough over Port Vale 3-0. Everton and Fulham 1-1 draw, but Fulham advanced 7-6 on penalties. And then Chelsea and Newcastle 1-1 draw, but Chelsea advances 4-2 on penalties. And then the last quarterfinal games, Liverpool, West Ham, Liverpool should absolutely win that game. No excuses for them. French League 1 is loaded today too. 3 o'clock, Brest Lorient, Clermont Foot Rennes, Lyon Nantes, Montpellier Marseille, Nice Lens, PSG Metz, Reims Le Havre, AC, Strasbourg Lille, Toulouse, Monaco. And then we have also, let me check Dutch Eredivisie. I don't think they played. No, but I did feel like somebody played. Maybe it's the English League. Let's look really quick for ELC. No, they don't play till Friday, so we're good with soccer for right now. Okay. Season finale tonight, 8 o'clock on CBS. It's going to be a great episode for sure. The last contestants standing are Austin, D, Katura, Jake, and Julie. I think they all have paths to win, including Jake, who has come a long way on this show. But I think immunities are going to be huge, and I think that some moves have to be made with some idols and whatnot. So, I'm going to predict how the finale plays out. So, the individual immunity, that's going to go down to 4 contestants. So, that's going to be obviously a reward and immunity challenge. My pick to win immunity for this challenge will be Mama J. I think she survives. And based on the previews I've seen throughout football over the weekend and in the preview for next week after last week's episode, I saw a clip of her and Katura bonding and potentially pulling off a blindsided D. I think that is going to happen, and I think D is knocked out at 5. And I think there's a chance that her little lovebird Austin turns on her because of the blindsided Drew. So Austin, Julie, Katura, and Jake will all blindside D, and they're going to talk D into voting out. Maybe they try to convince her about Katura or something like that, or whatever. Or maybe she writes down Jake, but then again, Jake has an idol, but nobody knows about Jake's idol. Aha. So I think Jake makes it past 5 because he has his idol. So I'm going to say D's out at 5. And it's a 4-1 vote. She votes for Jake. And the vote won't count because Jake will play his idol. And then we're at 4. And then it's going to be Jake, Katura, Julie, and Austin. And then the individual immunity challenge, I'm going to say Katura wins that. And she wins her first immunity of the season. And it would be important, very important for her if she were to win one of these 2 immunities. Then she'll bring one person with her to the final. I think she'll bring Jake, because those 2, I feel like, have seen eye to eye most of the season, and they were in the same tribe together. They're in the Balo tribe together, which helps their cause. And then it'll be Julie against Austin in fire. Austin will beat Julie. And then the final 3 will be Austin, Katura, and Jake. I think everybody would expect Austin to win. And you know Dee would vote for Austin. But there's a certain person in my projected final 3 that has not had their name written down. And that's Katura. I think that matters. I have her winning the last immunity challenge, which will be big on her resume. And she really stepped up as a leader and really has the respect of the jury and the 2 people sitting with her. Obviously, the 2 people sitting with her, in theory, this would be Jake and Austin, don't have a vote. But I think that she'd win Julie. So, and then Jake obviously was the underdog that made it all the way. He reminds me a little bit of Owen from a couple seasons ago, but I don't think Jake will get any votes. I think Katura wins it on a 5-3 vote. I think Drew will vote for Austin. I think Dee will vote for Austin. Maybe Julie votes for Austin too. If not, then she'll vote for Katura. Kendra will definitely vote for Katura in this scenario. Bruce will vote for Katura, even though Bruce and Katura obviously had their issues. I think that Caleb will vote potentially for Katura. Then you have Kelly. She'll definitely vote for Katura. So, so how I think the jury will vote. I think Caleb will vote for Katura. Kelly will vote for Katura. Kendra will vote for Katura. Bruce will vote for Katura. Emily, I think, will vote for... I feel like she might vote for Austin because she and Austin were close. And obviously Dee will vote for Austin, as will Drew. So I think the vote will be 5-3 Katura. And Katura will be the sole survivor for season 45 of this wonderful show. Now we will preview and predict the season finale of The Masked Singer. So the final is going to be very interesting. We have Cow, Gazelle, Sea Queen, and Donut. It's going to be an interesting show. These are 4 very talented contestants. I'm very interested to see who these contestants are. I'm just going to predict how it's going to play out. So it's a 2 hours finale, which is really interesting. But I guess it's just the pre-show, like the journey of the season, and then the actual finale. I think one performer will each do one song. So coming in 4th place, I'm going to say Donut. And my guess for Donut, this is a hard one, but I am going to go with somebody that is very speculative that it could be. And I'm going to steal one of the judges' guesses, Robin. I'm going to go with Tom Jones. Coming in 3rd, I think, will be Sea Queen. I like Sea Queen. I think she's very talented. There is a lot of possibilities with Sea Queen, but I am going to guess Angela Bassett for Sea Queen. The runner-up, I think, is going to be Gazelle. And my guess for Gazelle, I'm going to go with Kristen Chenoweth. And I think your winner will be Cow. And I think Cow will turn out to be the biggest get in the history of The Masked Singer. And I think that Cow is none other than Usher. And I'm going to predict that Usher in the cow costume performs at the end, and he performs, "Oh my God," or yeah. Dun, da, 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 da. It's going to be one or the other of those 2 songs. It's going to be an awesome kick-ass finale, and I am looking forward to it for sure. Okay, Major League Baseball nice or naughty list. We're going to rapid fire this. We're going to go by division. And we will go over who's on the nice list, who's on the naughty list. So first, AL East, Baltimore Orioles. The naughty list, yes, they had a fabulous year. But they need to add pitching to what they have to do. So that's their case for the naughty list. The nice list, they won the AL East. The young players are coming through, and they have a foundation. So I'm actually going to go with the nice list because I have a lot of teams on the naughty list. So we're going to go with the nice list, although in a year from now they could be on the naughty list. The Boston Red Sox, that's the easiest call on the board. They're on the naughty list. Really bad year. They finished in last, and they've done nothing to improve their team yet. The Yankees, they're on the naughty list. They just got Juan Soto, but they missed the playoffs. They went 82-80, so automatic naughty list for them too. Tampa Bay Rays naughty list. They lose McClanahan, Tommy John, and obviously Wander Franco did what he did. They might trade Arizona. They traded Glasnow, and that hot start they had was the reason they made the playoffs. And Toronto Blue Jays naughty. They just underachieve, I feel like, year after year with this current group of players, and they put so much resources into it, and they haven't won really anything with this core. The AL Central, the Chicago White Sox, naughty list. Although you could argue the nice list because of the rebuild, but this is just a team that's underachieved year after year, but now they have new blood with Chris Gatz running the show, but things will be better down the road. The Cleveland Guardians, the naughty list. They get rid of Francona or he retires. And they just underachieved, and they're probably going to trade Shane Bieber. The Detroit Tigers, naughty. They're the Tigers. They're just stuck in mediocrity. They lost E-Rod. And their young guys really haven't come through yet. And then the Royals, I know they're trying to be competitive and whatnot, but they're on the naughty list. The only real star they have on their team is Bobby Witt Jr. They need more than that. And then the Minnesota Twins, nice list, only because they won that division and they finally won a playoff game. And you can't emphasize that enough. And that's a team that's on the come, I feel like. The AL West. The Houston Astros, naughty list. Lost in the ALCS to their in-state rival. And that's a team that its window's closing. The Los Angeles Angels, naughty list. They underachieve year after year. They lose Ohtani for nothing, and then they should have traded him. The Oakland Athletics, naughty list. They just are irrelevant. Nobody cares about the A's. They're moving to Vegas. And they have no stars. The only nice list in the division, the Texas Rangers, they're on the nice list because they just won the World Series. And they're the team to beat in that division and probably the American League right now as we speak, unless if the Yankees add Yamamoto, which is likely at this point. But right now, to me, the Rangers are the team to beat. And then the Seattle Mariners, naughty list. They missed the postseason. And they're a team that's making a ton of changes and are a little confusing. So I'm going to say the Mariners are on the naughty list. The NL East, we'll start the Atlanta Braves. They're on the naughty list. Only because for the second consecutive year, they lost in the first round to the same team that they lost to a year ago in the Phillies. The Miami Marlins, they're on the nice list because they overachieved and Skip Shoemaker was the manager of the year, and they finally made the postseason in a 162-game season. New York Mets, naughty list. That's the easiest one in that division. Big time underachievers. Buck Showalter got let go. They hire the Yankee bench coach. And now they're rebooting. And that's a team that needs Yamamoto. Philadelphia Phillies. This is a hard call. If I did this segment a year ago, they would have been on the nice list because they made the World Series. Now I'm going to say the naughty list only because they lost to the Diamondbacks and they were big favorites to win that series. and the Washington Nationals naughty list, only because they do have some young talent on that team, but they haven't broke through yet. It's kind of like the Tigers. The NL Central. The Chicago Cubs. They're on the naughty list. They did David Ross naughty, but Craig Counsell's a better manager than David Ross. They just need help on their team. They need offense. They missed out on Ohtani, so we'll see. But right now they're on the naughty list. The Reds are on the nice list. Nice little foundation that they have. They had a good season, so it's they're on the nice list. Milwaukee naughty list because they're going to trade Corbin Burns, and that's a team that's in decline. And Craig Counsell knew what he was doing by leaving. Cardinals naughty list because they had a terrible year this past year despite all the talent they have. Although they did improve their biggest weakness in the rotation, but this season counts. And it was in the calendar year 2023. And the Pirates are on the naughty list because the Pirates are just irrelevant. And they're not good. The National League West, the Diamondbacks, they're on the nice list. They made the World Series. And they made themselves better in the offseason so far. So they're obviously on the nice list. The Colorado Rockies, the naughty list, they're just irrelevant. And they're just stuck in mediocrity, and they don't do a damn thing to improve their team. Dodgers, naughty list, same reason for the Braves. Lost in the first round 2 years in a row to a divisional team. Although, you could argue nice list because they signed Ohtani, but the season counts, not just free agency. Next is the San Diego Padres, naughty list because they badly underachieved this past year. Yeah, they did the Juan Soto trade. They had to do it. They got pitching out of it. But the season happened, and they were bad. And then the Giants, they're on the naughty list. They just are underachievers. Yes, they went out and got Bob Melvin, which was a good hire. And they were just motivated to do a lot of things. But maybe they'll be better next year. They get Lee, but they need more than just Lee as a free agent. So we'll see what happens there. There you have it for nice or naughty for Major League Baseball. Okay, news and notes time. We'll make it quick. We're going to do it rapid fire style. Regardless of the sport. Steph Curry had a dagger in that Celtics game. That was great. CJ Stroud likely out Sunday against the Browns. That's brutal. Jamar Chase out at least 1 week, but the Bengals are optimistic. Aaron Rodgers says that return is really not close. Being medically cleared as 100% after 14 weeks is unrealistic. Yoshinobu Yamamoto did not visit the Red Sox. But the Yankees are favorites to land Yamamoto. According to John Morosi, he says the Yankees are viewed by many as the favorite to land them. If they're the favorites, they better frickin' land them. I said the same thing about Juan Soto. And I said the same thing about the Dodgers with Ohtani, even though I felt that they didn't need Ohtani. The Yankees bring in Jeter Downs as they claim him off waivers, the former Red Sox prospect. Andrew McCutchen's back to Pittsburgh on a 1-year deal. So USC loses edge rusher Corey Foreman. He enters the portal. Tommy DeVito made an appearance at a New Jersey pizza place after claims he doubled his price. The Giants met with Yamamoto, and the team has been told it would be given every consideration. The Angels are in talks with Blake Snell. Oh my God. The Angels should not be going in that direction. They should be trading everybody and rebuilding. The Padres are dealing a deal with Japanese left-handed pitcher Yuki Matsui. That's interesting. So McCutcheon's deals 1 for $5 million. Cody Bellinger seeking $200 million as he's holding Scott Boras is starting firm on valuation for Bellinger. AJ Brown rips critics as he says he gets blamed for more shit than anything. Jordan Schultz drops some insider news. NFL teams like Lincoln Riley, Justin Fields, and Matt Eberflus are under the microscope. So those are interesting things. AP Coach of the Year goes to Washington coach Kalen DeBoer, which is well-deserved. Talia Tungavaloa opts out of the bowl, which is not surprising. Jared Versey declares for drop as he opts out of the bowl game for Georgia. And then Lane Kiffin got a 5-year extension with Ole Miss, which is well-deserved. Okay. Best bet of the day brought to you by FanDuel. A lot of interesting things on the board. There's a couple I really liked in college basketball. I'm going a 1/10 of a unit for best bet. And the one I really liked the most for best bet, where was it? I am going to lay a 1/10 of a unit on I'm trying to find what game it was that I liked. Maybe it was in the NBA. Let's look. Yeah. I really don't want to go under in the Pacers game again. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take Pacific plus 13.5 against Cal State Fullerton. I think that's a good bet. I think Fullerton is going to hang around in that game. I only have the favorite by 2.5, and it's 13.5, so I'm going to take Pacific plus the points against Fullerton for my best bet of the day. Okay, so that's it for the show. I'll be back to start recapping everything tomorrow, and then we have the Survivor finale, Thursday Night Football, and a whole lot more to get into. Hope you guys have a great day, everybody.